Okay. Oh, there's my live chat that doesn't work. Too bad I'm gonna go out of it. But yeah, this is the sports Groyper live stream. It's the first time I typed up notes or whatever, but what the? As soon as I start, I'm getting messages on my phone. You can't make this up. Good thing no one watches. This is very unprofessional. How about this? I'll be one of those like schizos who pretend people are watching. Let me handle this. Let the live chat trickle in, and then I'll be with you in a minute or two. Sound good? This is recording audio, right? Yeah, sure looks like it. Going to respond with an inappropriate picture, like always. Let's see. I would be sent to Guantanamo Bay if the government got a hold of my meme collection. This one should do. This is pretty appropriate. Alright, I'll let him digest that. That'll hold him over for a bit. But yeah, I have my notes on the screen so you can see basically how the sausage is made, in a sense, inside my head. This is probably easier too, so. But yeah, over the past 24 hours, the, albeit not extensive, but the sports Groyper lore has grown exponentially in the past 24 hours. Particularly in the Cozy.tv universe. Some good, some bad. Mostly good. But it's like they say, all publicity is good publicity. So I ain't mad, I ain't arguing with it. But yeah, first things first, I am aware this is Sports Groyper, but there will be no sports today. There's literally nothing going on. I checked ESPN and everything on Twitter for sports trending. It's just all soccer. You know, soccer's gay and I don't care about it. So I'm definitely not going to talk about it. I guess maybe the Lakers got eliminated from playoff contention yesterday. And they have some of the most insufferable people on their roster. So I suppose that's pretty funny. But yeah, otherwise nothing significant going on. And yes, I use the term significant very loosely because it is sports. So yes, it is definitionally insignificant. But you know what I mean, bitch. So, yes, moving on. So, with the newfound attention yesterday I received, aka maybe like 10 people spoke to me in the live chat yesterday, so I am somewhat known in the streets of Cozy. So yeah, and since I privated most of my videos because I was self-doxing, I'm gonna kind of go over what my intentions are, what my goals are for a potential Cozy.tv channel. You never know, maybe I'll speak it into existence. But yeah, first I would have to heavily consider face doxing and stuff again. I just became eligible for, you know, employee stock plan, and this is, my job is pretty good. I don't get paid a lot, but I also don't have to do much, so you know, it's not bad, and it it would be pretty foolish for me to throw that away. Although, if I were to get like fired or anything, it would be by, from guilt by association. I don't plan on doing anything particularly egregious, but we don't have any control over that. So, yeah. I could see a day where, I do face cam and stuff like that again. But for now, that is off the table. But yeah, so as far as my intentions are, this is mainly directed at you, Nick. I gnash my teeth at you, Nick. I'm seething. I'm seething so hard right now because you need to get over your anger and your fear of sports. Your hatred will be your end. Probably not. You're doing fine. But we'll get into it. So, Mr. Nick, again, I will reiterate, the goal, my intended goal of a potential Cozy TV channel, it's not cozy.tv/ESPN or cozy.tv/Barstool Sports. I want to do something new and something truly right wing. And the boomers, the right wing boomers out there who used to bitch and moan about taking solace in sports, saying that was their one escape from it all, and they just want to be left alone and watch the big game. Unfortunately, everything is political now in this country, and frankly, the world, and sports is no exception. And as far as I see it, why, sports is a major thing in this country. So why, whether you agree with that or not, whether you think it's right or wrong, it just is. But why should we let liberals, lefties, gays, that crowd, why should we let them dominate that area? Because, most sports, I should say, are inherently right-wing, no? They're basically masculine, cool, epic, red-pilled, and yet the people who dominate sports, like the athletes, most of the athletes, but especially the journalists, I hate journalists, particularly sports journalists. They are all these disgusting, just so many women too. Just, I hate them. So, yeah. My goal is not to talk about the big game or be an edgelord like Barstool, say curse words and talk about sex with women and have athletes on for podcasts to talk about gay locker room jokes and more sex with women. So if you want any of that, you could go to ESPN, you could go to Barstool, because that stuff already exists. The closest thing to what I'm trying to do is probably Outkick with Clay Travis, who I've brought up before. But he's no better than, like, I don't know, a Charlie Kirk, perhaps? He's probably better than Charlie Kirk, but he's just the most right-wing prominent sports person I can see on the internet. But he never quite goes far enough. I could delve into that further, but I'm already carrying on. So yeah, that's you know what, I should carry on a little. So yeah, my goal is to kind of weave, because to leave politics out of sports now would be silly. because, like I mentioned, they're so intertwined. It's unavoidable. So I could be that outlet for the correct mixture, the red pilled sports option on the internet. And I have like I have here about there being many right wing sport heads out there looking for a right wing sports outlet. It's basically me, because for years I've been looking, because I can't get away from sports. I grew up playing sports. I still participate in, albeit minimally, in sports stuff. But, my eventual heir will play sports. I will raise him to play and like sports. He will have no choice in the matter. And when I retire, I will set aside time to watch the big game and lock myself in my man cave with a cold beer and fart and yell at my wife to bring me another beer and then close the door on her way out. Stuff like that. But yeah, so I wanted to do something kind of for people like me. And, speaking of my friends, that's right, I have friends. Leave me alone. Yeah, okay, faggot. Yeah, so my friends, they're basically normie sports fans. We're all essentially like right wing, but I could tell that they don't like where sports culture has taken a turn. Particularly the NFL and NBA. Those are the two big ones. They don't really watch fighting. I've been trying to indoctrinate them for years, but they're not really taking the bait, so that ship has sailed. But particularly like the NFL and NBA, it's blatant how liberal, gay, you name it, these leagues have become. And they, like me, and probably a lot of other people in this country, just reluctantly watch and continue to engage in this sports culture because, like I said, we all grew up with it. It's ingrained in us. We cannot avoid it if we tried, for better or worse. And people like me, people like them, we want to consume sports, as gay as that sounds. Yet, where can we take solace to shoot the shit with like our friends or a live streamer or a media outlet? No one wants to go to ESPN anymore because it's, they're Disney. They're all like liberal Satanists. So ESPN is no good. All the other big or small media outlets, sports media outlets, I don't know, Yahoo, Bleacher Report, The Athletic. None of these are options. They're all equally bad. Like television as well. I was just thinking of like websites, but none of us are willing to watch like ESPN anymore, ABC, CBS, and stuff like that. And when we're all in private, we all talk about these things. Uppity athletes, trannies in sports, women in sports, and relevant like cultural events occurring in sports, like the true red-pilled opinion on stuff like Kaepernick, or like the affirmative action stuff I talked about the other day in the NFL, or NBA and their BLM stuff, or how COVID impacted sports. There's only so much you'll be able to hear from mainstream right-wing sports outlets about this stuff because they are beholden to whomever. There's certain things they can't touch and they can't say, and Nick has made this point before about like Jake Lloyd and whoever else, about people just wanting channels and stuff so they could have access to Nick's audience. And you know, I'm man enough to admit that yes, that's kind of what I'm doing. I don't really have access to an audience because what I want to do, my goal doesn't exist because of all the reasons I mentioned before. I have this feeling that, based on other factors I will discuss, that there will be a saying demand sounds narcissistic, but I think there's something there. There will definitely be engagement for something that I have in mind on Cozy.tv. And, Nick said this before too. The channel, it's ever growing, or not channel, the site is ever growing. It surpassed DLive. And, the more people that inevitably stumble across the site or whatever, it's only going to be more likely that these sports heads, these political sports heads who like sports a little, like sports a lot, stumble onto the site and start consuming content. And, like it or not, sometimes they like to, not engage in all the serious political stuff, which, yes, takes precedence over sports, of course, no argument there, but not everything has to be serious. This will be a lighthearted endeavor. And yeah, I think it would be a good idea. Yeah, let's see. Yes, I'm not some attention-seeking retard. I have a valuable skill. So yeah, I would consider myself articulate and well-spoken. I've never done anything like this before, like quote-unquote live streamer or video maker. But as far as speech giving, preparation, public speaking projects, writing especially, I'll talk more about writing. That's something I've always been good at. And I guess I'll just talk about particularly writing. I did a writing video on my channel once, but I deleted it or privated it because it did have face cam. But call me cocky, call me whatever, but I am a talented writer. I know how to research, I know how to write, creative writing, research papers, persuasive papers. I know how to do it. And writing is hard for a lot of people. Trying not to say as much. But yeah, writing is hard for people, and I know how to do it. And I know there's a lot of people in school in this movement, young people, like high school, college. People struggle with writing, so I was thinking maybe I could make a Discord or something, or I have a Proton now. And if people anonymously would like to reach out and ask for help, like on the weekends when I have time, I would be more than happy to help, enter a voice chat with someone and just help someone write a paper or whatever, get someone an A. Because I've been looking to do something more fulfilling, something that'll, truly make me happy and feel like I'm a part of something greater other than what I'm doing right now. And if I could help, I can't help but think if I could, just help some people with writing or be a based and red-pilled sports talker, but particularly the writing, that would make me happy because I know what these teachers and professors are looking for as well. So I would like to share my skill and contribute. I've been thinking of running for running for political office as well. Because like I said, I want to make I don't know how to put it without sounding like gay and wishful, but I just want to do something fulfilling. Feel like I'm making some kind of difference. I'm not planning on being a Nick Fuentes and like going down in the history books, but you know, when I die, when I go away, I want people, at least some people, to remember me. I want to leave a mark, small or big, whatever. So yeah, maybe this channel will be a small beginning, a stepping stone. So yeah, that's it for that. Let me check this. Is there anyone here? LOL, no. But yeah, so the Tyler and Dalton Russell. Did I say? Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to delete this. Dalton and Tyler Russell. So yeah, they did before Dalton's show, they did a small stream. And you know, I was in the live chat. I support my streamers. And you know, lo and behold, against Nick's best wishes, sports comes up in the live chat. And Dalton and Tyler begin discussing sports. Smiles on their face, free flowing. The chat gets involved. Some spurging out, some positive reception. Regardless of your opinion on sports, Nick, it is something that a lot of people like to talk about, and like, you know, it's a particularly engaging subject, and I would argue it was overwhelmingly positive yesterday, and it usually is in the live chats. Yeah, yada yada yada. They're receptive to it. And yes, like I said before, I am somewhat known in the cozy live chat. Just me saying anything, people see Sports Groyper, and there's an immediate response. And again, call me narcissistic, call me, or say I'm misinterpreting what's going on. I would probably disagree. But people are adding me, you know, asking me, hey, Sports Groyper, what do you think about this sport? Or who is your favorite team? Or what do you think about X, Y, and Z? Or conversely, I've had multiple people tell me to kill myself. And sports are gay, sports are for retards. And this is something I saw today, like, oh, you like to watch black people, sweaty black men, run back and forth and throw a ball into a net? Wow, that's so cool. And you know, as hurtful as that may be, I don't mind it. I welcome the engagement and the feedback. Like I said, all publicity is good publicity. My mere presence in the live chat, it invokes a response from many a live chatter. What can I say? And you know, perhaps if parlayed into a channel, just think, Nicholas, all of that drivel, that nonsense that you hate. What if, just think about this, what if all of that, you know, spurgy, cringe live chat, what if it all just ended up in the Sports Groyper live chat? And there's a significant percent of cringe chat that you didn't have to deal with anymore. Just think about that, Nick. Pretty enticing, isn't it? But anyway, yeah, this is more of a funny point, but Tyler Russell, who seems like a cool guy. I don't know him personally, obviously, but he seems like a cool guy. I remember Nick even said once, I don't remember if this was on a show or whatever, but he said that Tyler Russell, possibly one of the coolest streamers on Cozy, and I'm inclined to agree. Turns out, Tyler Russell, big hockey fan. He brought up hockey himself on the show yesterday, and like I said, smile on his face, talked about his favorite sports team or hockey team, why he liked hockey, like the fights, talking about how to get into hockey with like hockey highlights, X, Y, and Z, asking Dalton who he liked, whatever. So point being, Tyler Russell, arguably the coolest streamer on the site, is a hockey head? Coincidence? I think not. I think there's a correlation between Tyler's coolness and his proclivities towards sports. Just some food for thought. And this is not important, but I wanted to say it because, like I said, I support my streamers, my AF streamers. But when I first posed the idea to Nick about the half serious, half joking, to Nick about the channel on Cozy, something he mentioned was like, oh, you don't have an audience, or if you get an audience, whatever, then show me your content and whatever, I'll make a decision. He mentioned Dalton, saying before Dalton came on the site, he was a small streamer, and he would have like between 5 and 20 people viewing at a time, like for live streams. He basically had no engagement. But Nick looked at the content and thought it was good content and decided that all Dalton needed was an audience. Because the content was good, he just didn't have the platform. And it turned out Nick was right. Dalton, especially now with his new show where he interviews prominent AF people, Goodnight Groyper, it looks like the correct decision was made, and it was good decision making bringing Dalton on. And I'm not saying that I'm Dalton and I'll get 1,000 viewers like him. That's not what I'm saying. But well, that's just one point. But I used to be skeptical of Dalton because he was. I don't know. This sounds kind of faggy too, but I've been following the movement. It seems gay calling it that, because that's what Patrick used to call it. Been following Nick in AF for a while, and Dalton was an unknown and a young kid who just came out of nowhere, and his content didn't really seem to be differentiated amongst everyone else. So I didn't really watch it a lot at first, but over the past couple weeks, I've been really impressed by Dalton. He's very energetic. He's got a magnetic personality, and particularly his new show, Goodnight Groyper. That's actually a really good idea, I would say. It's a good balance between talking with the guests, engaging with the chat engaging with the guests. I think it was a really good idea, and he's executing it really well. And like I said, you could see he's getting a lot more engagement now than what he used to get, and I think it's for a good reason. So, like I said, I used to be skeptical of Dalton, but he is a success story, and from a nobody to a somebody. And I'm not saying I'll ever be on that scale, like relative to him, but I just want to say good for Dalton. Happy for him. Happy for the kid. happy for Dalton and his black wife. He's doing good. I'm not upset. That would be a lie. But I donated to him so he would do his golf stream, his IRL golf stream with Tyler Russell today, and it didn't happen like I anticipated. So I got scammed out of Super Chat money again. Very shocking. It is what it is. But I'll still donate to him because he's a good guy. So yeah, anyway, moving on. Nick's live chat this morning. Thank God he wasn't there. And this isn't me saying I'm all high and mighty and better than everyone, but Nick posted on Gab the other day about how shitty the live chat is and, X, Y, and Z. And I view myself as intelligent and above most of the drivel that occurs in these cozy TV live chats. So I agree with him. And I don't watch the show live anymore simply because I can't. Like, I get up early for work and I physically cannot stay up that late. So I have to catch the replay in the morning. And for whatever reason, the early morning replay chat, the crowd that attracts, for whatever reason, some of the strangest schizophrenic people out there. I'm sure the chat, like, live during the show isn't much better, but I wouldn't know because I'm not there anymore. But I definitely understand what he's saying when he disparages and berates the live chat. But yes, particularly today, since I was there, and, I just made a comment about the show, and people saw me, and immediately was added. I got told sports were gay, who's my favorite team, etc. Good stuff. But a lot of sports talk ensued. And if you compound that with this already schizophrenic posting with sports talk, if Nick was there, oh man, poor Nick would have had a heart attack. But he wasn't there, so thank God. But yeah, so that takes me to my first point. One innocuous comment, instant engagement, good and bad. Yeah, I won't beat that dead horse, but my point has already been well made there. People like to engage with the sports Groyper. There is an abundance of political sport heads that are waiting to reveal themselves, but they live in fear. They live in fear of Nick. Nick and his crusade against sports on the channel. And I'm fighting for change, like Obama. It's a righteous struggle. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh, okay. And something else that happened today. Someone asked where to find me. This is important. Someone asked where to find me, like where I'm at. So I told them, on YouTube and on Gab. But this is something I don't like doing. I've made this a point not to advertise in the live chat. Because it costs nothing to spurg out and shill shit in the live chat. So, in my opinion, I think that's an inappropriate forum to do so. So I don't. I never have, and I haven't, and I won't. But someone asked today, so I obliged. Did it real quick. That's the only exception I'll make for the reasons I just said. And someone left a comment on one of my YouTube videos, but deleted it. I got the notification and I could read it, but it was not visible to me in my video. A comment about my super chat on Dalton's Goodnight Groyper show when Nick was the guest. positing the question to Nick about the Cozy TV channel. You know, asked politely, made in a joking manner, like I always have, never taking offense to anything. That someone commented on my video to take it easy on asking Nick for a Cozy channel, because I'm just gonna make him mad. But one, the comment was deleted, so they must have thought they were wrong. But how often do people see me asking for a Cozy TV channel on there? Once or twice a month? Realistically, how often have I? There was the first time I asked where I super chatted him like 3 times in a week. But after that, when he said to, basically go away, start your own thing, get in the lab, get better, get an audience, and he'll look at the content. So I've been away, and every once in a while, I super chatted him. And then one time he said, I don't need a daily update, so I disappeared again, yada, yada, yada. So I think I'm doing this correctly. I've been polite. I don't think I've been too pushy. I think I'm handling this professionally. And yeah, I'm not shilling my content to Nick or anyone. Someone asked, so I just listed my stuff. But and then, yeah, my other point regarding the super chats. Should I say this? Nah, forget it. It's not that important. And yeah, today. Chat inevitably devolved into schizophrenic babbling, so I left, LOL. This was true. I was talking about sports with people and the movie Airplane, because I talked about that in a video, which someone actually watched, and they asked me about it in the live chat. But apparently the person I was talking to, someone else came into the live chat and accused that person of being like a Spurg-fed faggot retard or something. And people just started freaking out. And, luckily I was done with the replay anyway. So I didn't have an excuse to stay in there. But, yeah, I agree with you, Nick. The gall, the audacity of some of your live chatters. Something needs to be done. Someone needs to crack the whip. Yeah, but it's not me. I'm not a cringe chatter. Anyone and everyone will vouch for that. Yeah, that's basically it. As you could see, ching chong, bing bong, end of video. And if Nick ever reached out to me or whatever, we spoke and he offered me a channel, I know, wishful thinking, right? But if he ever did, I probably wouldn't stream right away. Like I said, I'm doing this just for fun right now. And because I have other ambitions, obviously, like I said, but I'm just doing this. I have this, shitty pair of Skull Candy headphones and my old college laptop, which I need to replace. So if he would be benevolent enough to offer me the channel, I would reciprocate in the sense that I would make the necessary and appropriate upgrades to my setup. I would buy a second monitor, buy a mouse pad, probably a microphone, maybe a webcam, we'll see. But yeah, if he were to offer me a channel, I wouldn't stream with my archaic setup as it is right now. That wouldn't be fair to him. So yeah, full disclosure on that. So yeah, that's basically it. Sports on Cozy. I think it's a good idea because Cozy is growing, and you cannot deny that sports are, I don't want to say important, but they are a factor in many of our lives, and people like to talk about it, and it will bring traffic and attention to what you are doing, Nick. I made a post on Gab. My posts on Gab are actually like extremely good, and I will show that now because this is my video. You should follow me on Gab because my posts are excellent. But I made an allusion to Sodom and Gomorrah. I started like, hey Nick, if I could take 50 people, 50 sports normies or whatever, and convert them to AF, would you offer me a Cozy channel? And then I knocked it down to 40, 30, 10. And the point of that is, if I could just convert one sports normie to AF, would it be worth offering me a channel? I think it would, because of the snowball effect, word of mouth marketing. So yeah, that's it for real this time. Let's see, anyone here? Whoa! Someone is here. Canadianism. Why do I have to sign into my own chat? Canadianism, if you're still here, I'm not going to say anything because if I sign in, there might be a chance my email shows up and I don't want to dox myself. But thanks for stopping by. Tell your friends. Yeah, hockey is cool. I never watched hockey. But I'll treat it similarly to I'll compare it to baseball. Like, I don't watch baseball, I don't watch hockey. No, I'll compare it to soccer. I don't watch either. But I have nothing against hockey. Hockey is cool. It's masculine. It's hard to do. Like, doing all that shit that's required of you on ice skates, I can respect that. And one of my favorite sports is MMA. And these hockey guys, they're playing a sport on ice skates, and they get to fight and beat the shit out of each other, and the refs stand aside and let them do it. If you ask me, that's pretty cool. But for whatever reason, maybe it's a American thing, I just never really got into it. But I have no problem with hockey. Hockey's all good in my book. Whereas, soccer, I don't watch soccer, and I will never watch soccer, because soccer is gay, and all it involves is good cardio and using your feet. And half the game is not even about your skills. It's about manipulating other men, meaning the referees. You don't even have to be the best team to win. You can flop. I know this is trite, but you could flop and act and hurt your vagina on the field, and the ref will yellow card and red card the other team. Any sport like that where you're rewarded for being a gay pussy, that's not for me. But yeah, hockey's cool. So yeah, that's 3 times the charm. That's the real end of the video. So yeah, thanks.